All right, it is time for reading. So, yesterday you were supposed to review chapter 12 and do the reading worksheet. Today we're going to continue on with chapter 13, which is again another very short chapter. And I thought, you know what, you guys always love to sit on the floor and read, so today I'm going to sit on the floor and read. So, we're in Lemonade War. Go ahead and pull it out. We're going to be reading chapter 13 today. So if you remember when we left after chapter 12, crazy things were happening. So today we're going to continue on with chapter 13 to see what happens. All right, so at chapter 12, they got home from the beach. Jessie got home from the beach, and she wasn't feeling so good. She was feeling, I think, a little anxious about what was going to happen when she got home and saw Evan. So today we're going to see what happens once she gets home. It says crisis management. Well, what's a crisis management? It says special or extraordinary methods and procedures used with a business when a business is in danger of failing. So what are they going to do if all of a sudden there's nobody using their product and they're going to close? So we're going to read about that today. Sucker, oh man, you were schooled. Preschool, baby. For the third time that afternoon, Scott Spencer had gotten the drop on Evan, dribbling around him and then hitting the easy layup. So the guys were giving him the business, even the ones on his own team. It was Evan, Paul, and Ryan against Kevin, Toomey, Macklin, I don't know how to say his name, Macklick, I guess it's Macklick Lewis, and Scott. Evan wished that Scott hadn't shown up, but he had, and they needed the sixth guy for 3-on-3 since Jack had gone home to ask his mom if they could all swim at his house. So, what was Evan supposed to say? Anyway, Evan was 3 times the ball handler that Scott was, and everyone knew it. So, it was all in fun. But it didn't feel like much fun to Evan. "What's up, man?" Paul asked. Evan dribbled the ball back and forth. Left hand, right hand, and then through his legs. "Hey, it's hot," he said. "Yeah, it's hot for all of us," said Paul. "Get your game on, dude." But Evan couldn't get his moves right. He was a half step behind himself, and every time he moved, the envelope slapped against his thigh like a reprimand. What's the envelope? Do you remember? Do you remember that he took all the money from the box and put it in an envelope? And then he took it with him to play basketball. That seems a little weird, don't you think? Maybe he was keeping it for safekeepings? But still, why would you take it with you to play basketball? That's a lot of money in his pocket. "Speaking of hot," said Ryan. Everyone turned to look. Jack was coming up the path, running at a dead dog pace. What do you think dead dog pace means? You mean pretty fast? No, I'm pretty sure he was really slow because it was so hot outside. "Oh, please, God," said Paul. "Let her say yes." As soon as he was in range, Jack shouted, "She said yes!" "What's up?" asked Scott. "Jack asked his mom if we could all go swimming in his pool," Kevin said. "Hey, Jack," shouted Scott. "Can I come too?" "Yeah, sure," said Jack, who'd stopped running towards them and was waiting for them to join him on the path. Oh, great, thought Evan. But he wasn't about to turn down a dunk in a pool just because Scott Spencer would be there. Nobody wanted to go home for suits and towels. Kevin, Malik, and Ryan were wearing basketball shorts anyways, so they could swim in those. We've got enough suits at the house, said Jack. My mom saves all our old ones. At the house, Evan changed into one of Jack's suits. He wrapped up his underwear and shirt into his shorts and put the bundle of clothes on the edge of Jack's bed next to all the other guys. Piles of clothes. It felt good to drop the heavy shorts with the envelope stuffed in the pocket. Then, just to be sure, he put his shoes on top of his pile of clothes. He didn't want anything happening to that money. Do you think this sounds like a good idea? He just left $200, over $200 in his pocket in someone else's room with everybody else's stuff. Think that sounds kind of like a bad idea. They played pool basketball all afternoon, even though the teams were uneven. Mrs. Bagderstrom brought out drinks and cookies and chips and slices of watermelon. Every time one of them went into the house to use the restroom, she shouted, "Dry off before you come in!" But she did it in a nice way. Then, just when Evan thought the afternoon couldn't get any better, it did. Scott had gone into the house to go to the bathroom. A few minutes later, he came out dressed, his hair still dripping down his back. "I gotta go," he said, jamming his foot into his sneaker. "Did your mom call?" asked Ryan. "Nope, I just gotta go," he said. "See ya." He ran out the gate. I know all of you right now are probably going, "Oh!" You're right. Not a good thing, right? "Great," shouted Evan. "Now the teams are even." They went back to playing pool hoops. Evan didn't think about Scott Spencer for the rest of the afternoon. He didn't think about Scott Spencer until he went into Jack's bedroom to change back into his clothes and noticed that his shoes were on the floor and his shorts weren't folded anymore. Uh-oh. I know you're probably saying, one more chapter, because that's what you always do. What do you think happened? I'm pretty sure you all know what happened. Scott did what? He took the money. All $208. Oh, so much money. Do you think he's going to give it back? Do you think that Evan is going to confront him and talk to him about it? Do you think that Jesse's going to find out? Do you think he has to tell Jesse what happened? Lots of things that we have to think about. This was an intense chapter because this is where things turn around. This is where we hit the top of our story. This is where it's called the climax. The climax is where all of a sudden that big part of the movie, the big part of the story happens. This is definitely a game changer. All right, so you are done with chapter 13. Unbelievable. So make sure to look at your reading assignments for the day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.